Good morning and welcome to TVC Breakfast, today's edition. My name is Etoma Edu.
Well, good morning, Nigeria. Thank God it's Friday. It's another beautiful morning where we get to update you with everything happening in our very beloved country, Nigeria. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. The name is Ria Abdul. Welcome to our show.
You heard her, Nigeria. It is time for breakfast. Now, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're choosing to spend your morning here with us on the TVC Breakfast Show. We're very grateful and you're very welcome. My name is Olamide Odekunle.
It's good to have you join us on the Friday edition of TVC Breakfast. We say, thank God it's Friday. I'm here, Ibrahim Shita, to give you all the details that you deserve to know. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good to see you, Ria.
Good to see you. Good morning. I'm very pumped up. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. But can I just say something quickly? Just watching you all yesterday, especially Olamide. No, it was fantastic. Right now, when I cannot make it to work, I'm okay. I'm very okay. Because I know that you'll handle you guys properly. But anyway, I miss you all too. I missed you all very, very well. Okay. Ibrahim, I missed you yesterday.
Absolutely.
I need a smile on your face before I continue. But anyway, once again, a very good morning to you, Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. You know how we do it. I'll give you a quick rundown what we will be doing today. Ibrahim is going to bring us the newspaper review. We get to talk about all the headlines that have made it to the newspaper. In Abuja, we're going to talk about something very important, the fallen heroes. We will highlight that on the show. When we come back to Lagos, we're going to speak about HIV and AIDS. Right now, Lagos State government is making it very easy for you to be able to test yourself at home, which is quite important. We will talk about it on the show. Then when we come back, the beautiful Olamide will take us through everything that has been happening in the world of social media and more. So it's definitely a very packed show. Do make sure you stay with us and especially grab that cup of coffee. But we'll start with the story where the European Union has officially delisted Nigeria from its roster of high-risk jurisdictions for money laundering and terrorism financing. Now, this is a move that is expected to simplify cross-border transactions and bolster investor confidence. Now, the decision published on the European Commission's website follows Nigeria's exit from the Financial Action Task Force FATF grey list in 2025 after the country implemented wide-ranging anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing reforms. As a result, enhanced due diligence measures on transactions involving Nigeria will be lifted from January 29, 2026, subjected to procedural approval by the European Parliament and the Council of the European Union. Now, the European Union Commission explained that the update aligns with the outcomes of the FATF plenary meetings held in June and October 2025, during which several countries were removed from the list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring. So this is the conversation that we're going to be having this morning. It's quite a good one to Nigeria. So congratulations to Nigeria, actually. We have been taken off this list. But if you remember, it was around the 2000s to 2001, we saw Nigeria on the list. In 2006, we saw Nigeria taken off the list. Everybody was excited about that. And then in 2023, we saw Nigeria back on the list, all hands on deck, you know, just making sure that we do not appear on this kind of list. And now we're saying that in 2025, we were taken off. It's 2026 now. It's just beautiful to see that, you know, when we have things like this, it shows that our government is working. At the end of the day, it's not just about, you know, implementing laws. It's about seeing that these laws are taking center stage and people are seeing it. We all know how powerful, you know, the EU is. So having Nigeria out of that grey list is going to boost a lot of investor confidence. Mr. Etoma.
Oh yes, it is a pass mark on the Tinubu administration. What it says is that we like the policies that you have put to strengthen your financial sector. We like what you're doing to fight corruption. We are encouraged by your steadfastness in getting these things right. And so we are going to give you a pass mark by removing you there. And it's not just Nigeria that's enjoying it. South Africa, Burkina Faso, Mozambique, and Nigeria are the ones that have been removed from this list. Now, what it means is that I think the biggest impact is that it boosts investor confidence in the country. And it's telling the people that, look, these guys may have gotten it wrong before, but now they have seen the light. Like this guy would say, once I was blind, but now I can see. Nigeria now can see. And that the European Union trusts Nigeria as far as it has to do with financing, which is great.
Which is great, but Olamide, it's beautiful to see that we're off the list, but oftentimes we know that we've been on the list, we've been out, we've been and we've been out. So in as much as we're jubilating that we're off the list, now I also think that we need to be implementing things to make sure that we stay off the list. You know, we've seen Nigeria fight a whole lot of terrorism, financing of terrorism and all of that, but what do we now do to sustain that we do not appear on this list?
Absolutely, it's a great win for Nigeria indeed, and it's wonderful to see. However, we have to remember and put into context, like you rightly said, that we can be relisted if we are not transparent, if we don't sustain these financial reforms. Essentially, what has happened is that Nigeria, while we have now been taken off that list, is the fact that we have been. We've aligned ourselves with global standards of the Financial Action Task Force. Nigeria has now fallen in line with what they said that we should do, which is great. It's however important to note that what got us here in the first place, what got us put on that list in the first place, was our issues with counter-terrorism financings, our issue with anti-money laundering and financial reforms. So if we don't do the right thing, if we don't clean up our houses, put corruption in the right place, track our monies, we can be put back on that list.
Yeah, Ibrahim, and I totally agree. I feel like at this point, in as much as we're celebrating, very important that we celebrate, we should also make sure that we stay to the things that we did that took us off the list. When we talk about trade and the EU, it's very powerful, you know, and trade is one of the big things that, you know, Nigeria's economy will grow on. Also talking about financing terrorism, I think that this should also tell us that at this point, maybe we should start calling names of those people that have been financing terrorism, like just anything that we can do to make sure that we stay off this list.
Yeah, whether calling names or not names, you know, it's a good thing to celebrate this morning, to wake up to the story that Nigeria has been, you know, delisted from the Financial Action Task Force. And it's something that we should celebrate, because at the time when Nigeria was listed, at the time, removed and then relisted again, people were criticizing Nigeria, criticizing the government. Yeah, the government too is also involved in, you know, in terrorism financing. And this also puts in a shame to the United States, which designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, because they said, okay, we have terrorism financiers, you know, within the country. But it's so good. Whatever it is that we are doing, we should just keep at it. And this is also paying tribute to Olukoyede, that's the EFCC boss, who has received awards not just within Nigeria, but from outside Nigeria for what he's doing. Because if you look at the current strength that the EFCC has, the way they are fighting money laundering, the way they are fighting corruption, and even the ICPC, you know, it is something that cannot be replicated. I mean, it's something that is not seen on a daily. Because if you go outside, what the kind of infrastructure that we have, the kind of you know, brains that we have in fighting terrorism, in fighting anti-money laundering is so applauded, you know, not within the Nigeria, but outside of the country. So we should just keep at it, whatever it is that we've been doing, and ensure that this, as you said, will boost investors' confidence and ensure that we fight insecurity. Because if we do not fight that, then that will definitely put a dent on whatever gains.
And you know, for me, it's the insecurity. And I say it all the time that if Nigeria, we can fight insecurity, we can fight terrorism, we can fight banditry, I think that our economy is doing well. I feel like that's just the only thing, you know, that is just holding us, you know, giving us a bottleneck. But speaking about this as well, you know, I'm just happy that this has happened. We are praying that it remains. But then again, not just prayers. We also have to think about things that has been done. You know, we've seen that the president has changed service chiefs. You know, we've seen that a lot of things have been put in place. State policing, Ibrahim, what has happened to state policing? We have not heard anything about it again. We need to dig deep into state policing and see, because we know that during the ending of last year, we're speaking about the fact that the president has said no going back on state policing, and also the forest guards as well. I feel like these are the things that will also help to crop out this banditry, you know, and terrorism.
Yeah, state policing is going through the process, you know.
For how long, Itoma? That's not the thing.
I mean, the process has to be completed before you can do anything. You know, right now it's going through the legislative process, where the state houses of assembly will ratify the idea and then go ahead. Well, when it was announced, I knew it wasn't something that, hey, every governor will just wake up and say, I start forming the state police. The documentation and all that has to be put in place. And do remember that putting a police organization together is not something you just mention. Infrastructure has to be put on ground. A lot of plans have to be done. Their salaries, their welfare, their this and all that. All these things have to be articulated before it happens. But for now, it's still going
absolutely.
through.
Very quickly, I just want to commend the
Yeah.
federal government because we are taking our reputation very seriously. We're seeing that, as you rightly pointed out, Ibrahim, America labeled us a country of particular concern. There are several damaging narratives about insecurity in the country currently. And so for Nigeria to align itself with the European Union in this way, in terms of the challenges we're facing with the narratives of insecurity, I think it's a very, very strategic move by our president.
I think we also
if America is closing their doors, Europe's doors are open.
We also need to give kudos to the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, and the NFIU, because they also played very, very significant role.
We can sure go on and on about this, but yes, big congratulations to Nigeria. We're happy to see this kind of news. We're happy to report it. At the end of the day, we're giants of Africa.